With a gentle sweep of his finger, the giant completed in an instant what would take the villagers an entire day to plow. Next, he carved out a channel from the river, diverting water to the freshly tilled fields. The seeds that were planted immediately sprouted tender shoots. Witnessing all of this, the king blew the horn in his hand and commanded the giant to serve him. The giant scooped up handfuls of river water and filled the pool in the king's castle. For the king's eyes only, the giant was the guardian of the entire kingdom. Yet the king looked upon him with displeasure at every turn, simply because he felt the giant was stealing his thunder. When the giant gathered soil from the mountains to build houses for the villagers, the king blew his horn and constantly troubled the giant. When the giant dug holes in the ground to plant trees, the king ordered his soldiers to cut them down. For every tree the giant planted, the king had 3 trees chopped down. The giant stretched out his arm to stop them, but this open defiance made the king fly into a rage. He ordered his soldiers to attack the giant with arrows. In anger, the giant left. The king, however, didn't care at all and ordered his soldiers to continue chopping down trees. Without the giant's restraint, the king grew more and more reckless. Before long, the once happy kingdom had turned into a desolate wasteland. To survive, the villagers had no choice but to leave their homes. Watching them depart, the king finally realized his mistake. To make amends, he decided to find the giant and rebuild their kingdom. He followed the giant's enormous footprints, struggling along the way, even enduring insults from children. Seeing the happiness in other kingdoms, the king felt deep envy, which only strengthened his resolve to find the giant. After months of searching, he finally spotted in the distance that familiar figure. The giant was planting trees at that moment. Suddenly, hearing a voice behind him, he turned to see a ragged old man kneeling before him. The giant was puzzled until the king pulled out his tattered crown. Only then did the giant recognize that the old man before him was the arrogant, wicked king from before. The giant wanted nothing to do with him, but the king had long since learned his lesson. He begged the giant to return with him to rebuild the kingdom, but accidentally crushed a small flower on the ground. He carefully and tenderly lifted the little flower back up. Witnessing this scene, the giant was amazed by the king's transformation and extended his hand in reconciliation, taking him back to their former kingdom. From that day forward, they worked together, ready to rebuild their shared home.